With all the talk so far in 2021 surrounding new drivers, new irons, new hybrids, new woods, new wedges, new putters, sometimes the little things can get overlooked. Like the new Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1x golf ball. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here guys. First things first, we are getting straight into it today because this is, I mean there's not much that's changed the game of golf in the way of distance gains in the last, well, forever, than the Titleist Pro V1. So we've got today the Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1x for 2021. We're going to give it a bit of a first look. I'm going to hit it here in the studio because we're still not allowed out on the golf course. So we're going to test it here in the studio. Titleist claim that these golf balls go further, that we get more greenside spin, we get more drop and stop technology, and we also get a softer feel. Now, disclaimer alert, whenever you're testing golf balls, really, even when you're on a launch monitor, you should do it outside because the dimple patterns do require a full flight. But this is a first look. We can't get outside, so we're going to do our best and we're going to test them to see how they feel and how they perform in here. We'll start with the packaging because I do think Titleist have kind of gone back to, this reminds me of when I was a junior. I don't know why, like the packaging seems like it's taken a step back a bit more retro, which I quite like. So you'll be seeing these in pro shops around you very, very soon, I would imagine. And I mean, it's very difficult to, well, the white. We do actually have a new alignment aid on there as well, which Titleist generally update whenever they update the Pro V1. And that to me does actually look quite nice and sleek. Sometimes I'm a little bit disappointed with new golf ball releases that doesn't change too much, but I do think that's quite noticeable, even if it's like such a small minor detail. Let's hit some. So I definitely think it's time we hit some of these new Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1x's for 2021 and talk through a few of the claims that Titleist are making. Well, that's a lovely shot to start with. It's a little bit left, but I'm going to put this out there. The golf ball is not going to make it go left, potentially. Now, also, I have been using the Taylormade TP5 for quite some time now, and that Pro V1 felt buttery soft compared to it. So there's a little bit of feedback for you. So what do Titleist claim about the new Pro V1s? I'm going to read it straight off the box because I haven't memorized it. Titleist say that it has a new, softer cast urethane elastomer cover, which increases greenside spinning control, which we have already touched on. It has a faster casing layer, which adds speed and lower long game spin, a reformulated 2.0 ZG process core, which increases distance, and new spherically tiled 388 tetrahedral dimple design delivers penetrating and consistent flights. That took me a long time to read. Tetrahedral. I'm not saying that again. While we're looking at the boxes, the Pro V1x's are very, very similar. However, they do claim to offer a higher flight, lower long game spin, more iron spin, and the same amount of short game spin. High. So, realistically, if you're looking at the Titleist Pro V1 of 2021, how much better is it than the previous generation? That's going to be something quite interesting to test. Do you think you'll see a difference out on the golf course, or is it more that very, 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 very fine margin, which most players maybe won't tell, unless you're like really, really, really good? So feel-wise, I can definitely say that they do feel fairly soft. However, like I said, I have been using the TP5X. I was just ready to flick it up then as well. However, like I mentioned earlier, I have been using the TP5X for quite some time now. And I think that might have something to do with it. Let's go a couple more 7s, and then let's hit some Pro V1Xs. I should probably say as well, to do a proper comparison of these golf balls, not only should it be outside, but I should be hitting thousands of balls, and I haven't got the time for that, nor the patience, nor the back. So we'll have to deal with what we've got. Nice. It's really everything I would want from a ball. Like, I don't think, it's certainly not shot up 10 yards from anything else I've been using. Let's go X, let's go TP5X. I have got to say though, it's quite a while since Titleist have claimed more distance with the new golf ball, so it's going to be interesting to see how people react to that, how tour players react to it. Generally, they're the people who see the benefits of these golf balls more than anyone because they are that consistent. Right, Pro V1X, how does it feel compared to Pro V1? Straight away a firmer feeling golf ball. I've actually got another couple of yards out of that one. It's gone left again. Interesting that spin hasn't changed too much. I know it was only one shot, but not a huge difference there. Definitely a firmer feel. That one's gone a long way left. Right, let's go one more with the 7 irons, then we'll go drivers, then we'll talk numbers and feel and trajectories and all that. Spin. That was the best swing so far. It's amazing, put a better swing on it, and it's going to go a lot better. That's why these tests you do have to take with a little pinch of salt. Let's talk drivers. So we're going to stay Pro V1x for these drivers, because I've still got the metal dot on it, and yeah, we're not going to mess around with that. Let's see how it feels off the driver. I mean, that'll work. Sub 2000 spin. Yeah, that will work. And I must admit, it does get a little bit confusing, or it did get confusing with the Pro V1 and Pro V1x. A lot of people play the wrong ball. I would recommend you go for a fit-in. Titleist do these kind of Titleist Thursdays, don't they? Where you can get fitted. Yeah, just another one left. Wonderful. If you're wondering why I've gone a little bit quiet, I'm just trying to concentrate on actually hitting some decent golf swings, because it seems to have evaded me a little bit at the moment. Very nice, very nice. So with the Pro V1x, definitely a firm feel, quite similar to the feel that I would get with the TP5X, which I have been using. Let's go into Pro V1 and let's see how soft this feels with a driver. Certainly a softer feel straight off the bat, and that is more down to the sound that you get, that kind of that audio feedback. Almost like a duller noise, which I quite like actually. One thing I would say is I have been using a low spin ball for quite a while to try and bring that spin down. And I do wonder if maybe like the spin I get on a good one with a normal ball, like a normal Pro V1, it works, it's fine, it's good. Like that. 2002 spin. Straight down, that is such a good swing, better swing. Better swing. And you may have noticed that I'm actually not struggling in this video, but I have been trying to work on my game a little bit, and it shows that realistically, how much difference does the ball make if you swing it badly? Can it make all that difference? Another good one, really enjoyed that, really enjoyed that. Right, last shot in this first look of the new Pro V1 and Pro V1x. If you've not got in the comments already, please do let me know what ball you're using. Let me know if you're considering trying these. A lot of people will. And that's some of the best drives I've hit in a long time for that second bunch. So there we go. That is a load of shots hit with the Titleist Pro V1x and Pro V1. We'll look at dispersion because we'll have a laugh, but we'll also look at the numbers, and then I'm going to tell you how they feel, because for me that's the kind of big difference. Let's take a look. So we'll start with driver where we left off. This was the Pro V1. Really, really happy with those. Look how consistent those ball flights are. That's fantastic. Obviously nothing to do with the ball, but slightly different shots. The trajectory was actually still fairly consistent, just kind of two real bad ones there. So a little bit of a mixed bag there. If we look at the irons, 7-iron Pro V1, nice and towering, all a little bit left. I have struggled with that today. And the Pro V1, pretty similar, a few more that were online. But what about the numbers? Numbers for me with the new Pro V1 and Pro V1x, very, very, very similar, but also very consistent. You'll see that I've got a couple of yards more out of the Pro V1x than the Pro V1. The ball striking wasn't as consistent as I would have liked, so I don't think that's necessarily nailed on. Club speeds and ball speeds pretty similar, although I did get a lot more club speed on the 7-iron with the Pro V1x, so that equates for that. Spin rates, you can see I was spinning on average below 2000 with the Pro V1x and just over 2000 with the Pro V1. Spin rates with the 7-iron all around 5.4 and 5.3. So interesting numbers there. Do I think these are miraculous new golf balls that are going to go 10, 15 yards further? Not particularly. Do I think they're just as good as what Titleist would want to release, as people are expecting in the pro shops? Yeah, I think they're good. I think they do pretty much what they say. I think the Pro V1x for me did go a little bit better, so I'm going to be interested to test that a little bit more as the season goes on when we're allowed to get outside. As I said earlier in this video, this should be done outside, guys. If you are going to test golf balls, don't do it in here. This is very much a first look, a first glimpse at the new ball. And feel-wise, it's amazing to me how different they do feel. The Pro V1 feels a lot softer than the Pro V1x. And it's interesting that I've been using a harder ball all season and the Pro V1x actually worked a little bit better for me, realistically. So take of that what you will, guys. These are the new Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1x for 2021. Let me know in the comments if you are going to try them. Leave a like if you enjoyed that video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.